O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com. Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty,
Good afternoon, boys and girls. We are ready to rock and roll. Yes, sir. We are out here at Hialeah Park like we are every Thursday out here in the second floor poker room, having some fun. Let me see if I can hear myself a little bit more. Apparently, I'm not hearing myself absolutely at all here on the headphones. Oh, well. Anyway, it is what it is. We'll get through it. As always, hope you all are doing well out there. Taking advantage of that dip. Anyway, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about today on the program. Wasn't a good night last night. I know the Heat didn't get it done. The Panthers didn't get it done. It was one of those nights where we did not leave satisfied, as they say, unfortunately. But listen. As I tweeted out last night, life isn't easy. You know, it's one of those things that it's not an easy thing, life, right? And it's not the same. It's the grind is not something that's just handed to you. And Toronto wasn't going to hand it to the Panthers last night, and the Knicks actually showed up last night, especially the one guy that I told you that I have respect for. And that's Jalen Brunson, who had 38 points yesterday. That kid, you know, you got to give him props, man. He is one tough hombre. Okay, I'll give him lots of props because that is one dude that stepped up in a big time way, you know, for the Knicks last night, and the Heat unfortunately lose 112-103. I think they'll take care of it in Game 6. I think Jimmy will come out and, you know, 19 points is not Jimmy Butler, and he made some mistakes at the end too. See, God, here we go again. Here we go. On a night when you need another star to step up because you ask Jimmy Butler to be playoff Jimmy every single time, and if you don't have playoff Jimmy, you don't win. And it's hard to get over it without playoff Jimmy. But, you know, where is the other star? You know, for those of you that want to try to defend Bam Adebayo, that's what you needed last night, bro. This is why he's not a star. Look, the team took way too many threes early on, and they weren't hitting, and they refused to adjust and get after it and earn some baskets and get some twos. They did not shoot the three well themselves. They did not defend well at times, right? Early on, they got better as the game went on, and then they got better shooting too. And then Jimmy made some key mistakes at the end, right? Two mistakes that were big right there when you had a chance to even win that game, you know, pretty much. But you can't complain about Jimmy because you're nowhere without him. But that's why you need another star. And last night, they needed another star. The super role player can't be a star. He can't take it. He can't say, oh, okay, now, Jimmy, it's not your night tonight. You don't have – okay, let me take over. Because it doesn't happen. Because he's a super role player. Because he feeds off of everybody else setting him up. But he can't take the ball himself and start creating. And no, he'll facilitate and get to somebody else. But to the basket, it's just not his game. Can't shoot threes. And last night, see, when you had the big three, right, and LeBron goes out, well, then Bosh would step up because he's a star. He didn't have to be a star every night because he had Wade and LeBron, so he took a back seat because it's hard to have all three starring every night in basketball because there's only one damn ball. But when you only have one damn star and some of you out there continue to make, you know, some kind of claim that Bam's a star or that Bam's a franchise player, and last night proved that he's not a franchise player. When's he ever going to take over a game? He can't. He can help you defensively. He can do some of those things, you know, but offensively, and that's what you needed last night. You needed another star because you're always counting on one star. Because there's only one star on the team. And his name isn't Bam Adebayo. And last night proved it again why he doesn't deserve that contract. Why Miami screwed up giving him that contract. And I get it. They developed him. He's a damn good player. So you can't let him walk away. So you had to give him the damn money. And by the way, you gave it to him early. Remember that? Could have made him wait another year. They didn't. They made the commitment right away. So last night you needed another star. Where is the guy to be found? Because he doesn't exist.
JV.
And Bam Adebayo has never been a star. But that's all right. You can try to force it down my throat if you want. And if you want to believe anything that the Heat is telling you or any writer, but he does all the little things. So that's what happened last night. The star, unfortunately, did not show up, and there are no other stars in the team. So if the star doesn't show up, and 19 points for Butler in 43 minutes, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, that's one hell of a game for a good player. But for a star, 19 points for a team that needs you badly, it's not good enough. Unfortunately. By the way, Gabe Vincent has been stinking out the place. Last night he was 3 of 10, 0 of 3 from three-point range, had 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He had also 3 turnovers. Gabe Vincent in his last 3 games, he's 5 of 25 for 14 points. He is shooting 20% from the field. He is 1 of 12 from three-point range in his last 3 games. So after being on a tear for about a month, he has now gone into a major funk here in these last 3 games. He has been terrible, okay? Or as we like to say in Spanish, insoportable, basically. Duncan Robinson is improving his draft value in the offseason. Went 5 of 10 from three-point range, 17 points last night. Caleb Martin added 11. Strus added 14. Bam, the super role player, had 18 and 8 on 7 of 11 shooting. So there you go. They ended up getting 89 points from Barrett, Randall, and, of course, Jalen Brunson. So 89 points. They supported each other. Jimmy looking around. Nobody. So Friday, I would imagine, playoff Jimmy shows up and carries the team in game 6 and ends it. And that's it. Last night the Heat played like crap, and they still could have won. That's how mediocre the Knicks are. They get 3 guys to score 89 points, and they still could have lost that game with the Heat playing incredibly shitty and making mistakes. So to me, it's nothing. What happened last night? It's just that Jimmy didn't bring Jimmy. That's it. You didn't get the guy you needed, and you're not going to count it. There's nobody else to step up. So Jimmy will show up on Friday, and he'll eliminate the Knicks. And that's the way it'll go. What do we got here? Brian Walters, first in. Don't forget, folks, to smash the hell out of the like button. Good afternoon, everybody. Brian Walters in. Says the Marlins set a record to start a season in 1-run games, 12-0, MLB history. Okay, that and a cup of coffee gets you nothing. But the Marlins were the only ones that won last night, Sean Stanley. So you know what we gotta dish out. We gotta dish out a victory cigar. That's right. And by the way, have you been to the Perdomo retail store there off of 57th Avenue in the Palmetto? You got to go check that thing out. That's the coolest retail store, cigar shop that you can be at in South Florida. Let me ask you something. What cigar shop will you go to that you might see the owner there, Nick Perdomo? None, because they don't do that anywhere else. Only Nick Perdomo does that. So big leather couch, pool table, TV, and every type of Perdomo out there is in that beautiful humidor, really comfortable place. And you never know, the owner might be there. You can take a picture with the owner, Nick Perdomo. So go check it out. They might even give you a tour of the factory. I mean, how many cigar bars have the owner of a cigar company, the cigar factory, all there at the same place? You're not going to know. Go check it out at Perdomo right off of 57th Avenue and the Palmetto. And by the way, for those of you that are out of town fans listening, and you love your Dolphins, Marlins, Heat, Panthers, Canes, Inter Miami, whatever it is, and you come to town for a trip or vacation, and if you're a cigar guy, you should go over to the Perdomo Cigar Factory off of the Palmetto and 57th Avenue. It's a hell of an experience. So congratulations to the Marlins. Brian says, Bitcoin 26.4. It might be buying market for some people. My woman says she trades crypto. Right now is a beautiful buying time right now, baby. Nice little dip here. I got me some more Jasmine. By the way, they're selling Jasmine now on crypto.com. I like that because I was having to buy Solana, then ship it over to Exodus, and then swap. But they'll charge you like $2 and the swap for $3. Last night I wanted to buy some Jasmine, brother. It was like a $20 to the gas fee, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that because I'm losing out on a bunch. And so now this morning I find out that Pro has Jasmine and it has a bridge, so I'll just buy the Jasmine there, and then move it over to my cold storage wallet. So, yep, loading up on Jasmine. Let's see. Steven says, what up, Owen? Sean, sucks the boys lost, but they both will come back tomorrow and finish the job. I agree. I think that's going to happen tomorrow. The Panthers' job is a little harder. I think, Jimmy shows up tomorrow and it's over. He looked good. I don't think it had anything to do with his ankle. He played good defense. He moved around pretty well. I just think it takes a toll out of you, man. When you're the guy, you have to be the guy every night. Not you're the guy. You have to be the guy every night. It's tough on Jimmy. DDSCLA says, I live in California. My teams are Lakers, Dodgers, and Dolphins for life. There you go. Lakers lost yesterday. Is Anthony Davis the softest player in the history of the NBA? I've seen players break ankles or twist them badly or knees or whatever, and they refuse to be carried off the field. They refuse a stretcher. They'll hobble off. They'll hop. They'll lean on their buddy and they'll get off, but they refuse to use a cart or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And AD to leave that game in a wheelchair. I mean, my man, dude, you are just a total wuss. Seriously. Considering the people you play with, Anthony Davis, brother, you're an embarrassment to the male gene. Okay? Just want you to know that, AD. I mean, as big as you're certainly not tough, but as big as you are, Jesus Christ, you are a major wuss, dude. My God. Did his mom also cut up his chicken? Did mom take the crust off the bread for Anthony Davis? I guess the crust grew up here. Jesus, dude. What an embarrassment, brother. Seriously. You are a total embarrassment, Anthony Davis. You are a disgrace to men, period. Like, show some toughness, brother. God. It's just embarrassing. I felt embarrassed for the male race yesterday when I watched that. That is just anyway. Warriors got it done. Lakers still lead 3-2 when it's all said and done. But we'll see if Wheelchair and the boys can get it done on Friday. Steve Allen is in. Gus 1388. Super V. Arcario. It looks F1 got butthurt with our local event security. That went over my head. I have no idea what you're talking about, Carrillo. Do you know what he's talking about, Sean?
Yeah, I'm going through a couple things because I saw that in the chat. Apparently, our security got a little overzealous with a couple of the interview, the grid walk guy. I don't know their names, so I'm sorry. I'm not an F1 guy. Hold on a minute. Let me.
You talking about the old fart that goes around interviewing people?
Jackie Stewart.
Oh, Jackie Stewart.
Yes.
Oh, former car champion Jackie Stewart.
Yes, I guess he jumped into the VIP area to get Roger Federer's attention. Somebody in the security team, of course, probably didn't know who he was, so he jumped in front of him, and then he was told by another staff member, and then he let him go. And then the other story was Ralph Schumacher.
Okay.
He said he was brutally hurt at Miami Grand Prix. He was involved in separate incidents where the security he received from security great brutality. And a fellow, another F1 pundit, Jensen Button, also said the same thing. So I don't know, maybe if it's just they don't know who some of these guys are.
But do they have credentials?
Obviously, either.
We need context here. We need context here. You know what I mean? It's like the Jokic thing. Like, you got an idiot grabbing the ball away from the player, and Jokic just like get the hell out of here. Like, you're an idiot fan. Oh, he happens to be an owner. So what? You're an idiot at the moment interfering with the basketball game. Why? Because you're an owner. You can keep the basketball. I guess that's what that guy did when he was a kid. He wasn't picked. He'd grab the ball and take it home with him. And I know he played on a basketball team, so don't even try. I know. But anyway, the bottom line is I need context because I'm going to know Jackie Stewart, but I don't expect somebody 20 years younger than me to know who Jackie Stewart is, or 30 or 40 years younger than me. I can't expect them to know who Jackie Stewart is. So if Jackie is trying to approach Federer and Jackie doesn't have a credential, and you're just going off of, hey, I'm Jackie Stewart. Hey, this isn't 1985 anymore, buddy. Nobody knows who the hell you are. And so that's what I need to know. You know what I'm saying, Sean? So the security might not be wrong for what he's doing because in today's world, you can't trust anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't say either way on here how things. He was just demanding an apology. But again, I think it goes with the whole fact that maybe at all these F1 events, they're there every year. Miami's a newer one. So security doesn't know who some of these F1 legends are. And they saw somebody trying to get into an area they weren't supposed to. Maybe in other races, they're able to get in. But in this one, they were not. So,
yeah.
None of the stories have exactly if they had in on the things. They were on the Sky broadcast talking about it. He called them idiots. He called the security idiots and demanded an apology from F1. So we'll see. Not Stewart, the other one.
I need to know context. If you don't have credentials, I'm sorry, bro. That doesn't fly. That shit don't fly. You don't know who I am? No. Not everybody's going to know who you are. And just because they're working security doesn't even mean they're sports fans. Dude, they're just trying to make some money. They're trying to get a check. They may not even be race fans. How many security people have you ever seen at concerts that they have things in their ears and they're looking forward and they're bored as hell and they're just doing their job? They're not They're not like jamming to the music and looking around trying to do their job. And they're like, yeah, rocking. And their head is bopping. And yeah, it's AC/DC. Yeah. No, they're not doing that. They're like, they're just, they may not know who AC/DC is. They may not know who Taylor Swift is. They don't give a shit. Even if they know them, they don't care. They don't care about their music. So, yeah, context. We need context. That's rough.
And here's a statement, and I'm going to guess that they probably didn't have credentials. This is from Ralph Schumacher, who was after the race. He said, they, meaning the security, handle things disproportionately in the USA. They don't know their way around and don't know how the interaction in Formula One works.
Well, I don't know. That's, again, if you didn't have a credential, Schumacher or Jackie Stewart, too bad, bro. Too bad. That's the way it goes. I will defend the security people until I know the entire story. John Padilla is in. Bromar is in. How pumped is Big O for the Finns Chiefs in Germany? I will be once we get there. I was actually talking to somebody today about Finns Chiefs and breakfast and doing the broadcast. So we'll see. We'll see if we lock in a home there. Noel Doubt is in the house. Brian Ratke from the 805. Has anyone in Miami seen Jimmy Graham flying his refurbished military helicopter around town? No. John Hart, Nelson Alfonso, Rosendo, Vinny Lena. Last night felt like they missed heroes. Nah, Jimmy just didn't do his thing. That's all. It had nothing to do with Tyler. Tyler's not really, that missed. Let's not make it out. You miss a little bit of his offense, but yesterday they didn't play smart basketball. They didn't bring it last night like they wanted to close it out. They played like a team with a 3-1 lead. That's what they did. It's interesting because the Panthers didn't play like that. The Panthers played their asses off. Yes. I mean, listen, Toronto got lucky with one of the goals anyways. The first goal was basically assisted by the referee. So, King Short is in. Sweet Baby Ray. Two a time. Stetson O. Ray Sosa. Knicks were up by only 2 with Jimmy being mediocre and the role players barely being average, and Heat still had a chance to win. Knicks aren't world. No, this Knicks team ain't shit because this Heat team ain't shit. Now let's call it like we see it. Okay? That's what I was telling the Knicks fan the other day. I go, bro, the Knicks aren't nothing because the Heat are nothing, and they're dominating the Knicks. And this team, this is not even a top 15 team that has gone to the playoffs for the Miami Heat in their history. I can come up with 15 teams that are better than this. Okay, this is not a very good team. Yeah, it's an all right team. It's just coached by a hell of a coach, and you're led by one ballsy star. And last night he just didn't bring it. And unfortunately, they don't have another star, no matter what anybody tells you. Cats didn't play a bad game, gave up a lucky goal for Toronto, and had a bit of a break. Keep the faith. Exactly, Dave. That's exactly what I just said. Sam Roke is in. Anthony Davis wouldn't last 5 minutes in football. The party's over, Bubba. Big O, any thoughts on the Gudis hit on camp last night? It was beautiful. God, it was awesome. He rocked his world. Yes. I loved every second of that hit. That's what I'll tell you. John says AD has to close out the Warriors tomorrow at home. He can redeem himself. I don't think there's any redeeming with Anthony Davis. He's a wuss, and he's a softie no matter what happens. That's already proven that he's a wuss and he's a softie. Okay? Come on, man. Lofi in, cap for life. The Schumacher name and F1 racing is royalty. Somebody's in trouble. Yep. But the problem is, if you're not carrying around a credential in this country, see, here's the thing about here's what I'll tell Schumacher. Okay? Here's what I'll tell Schumacher. Okay? If I would sit down with him, I'll say, hey, buddy, I get that F1 is, this shit out there in Europe. But here in the United States, it ain't shit. You guys aren't household names. People don't know you, my brother. Okay? We follow NFL football here. We follow NBA basketball. See, somebody needs to sit down with Mr. Schumacher and tell him that in this country, F1 needs to grow. But F1 is nowhere near any effing totem pole for the average sports fan in this country. But the problem is, the rich are snobs. And in racing, you do have, especially that level of racing, you have a certain level of snobbery that goes with it. Oh, you got to know me. No, dude, this is America. Oh, and by the way, worse than that, you're in South Florida, dude. They may know you even less here. So you need to have your awareness turned up a little bit. Know where you're at. Understand that the people around you are remedial when it comes to F1. We're not F1 experts. We don't follow it religiously. People don't know these names like it's, normal. Or they know your faces, right? No, they know Dwayne Wade's face. They don't know your face, dude. They don't know Schumacher from the bottom of their shoe, dude. They know Pat Riley. That's what they know. See, Pat Riley can walk around anywhere and they'll go, oh, dude, that's the Godfather. That's the Godfather. Schumacher, you're a schmuck in South Florida. Maybe I should call you Schmuckmacher. This is what I should call you. Why? Because you're just a rich person full of himself thinking that everybody knows your world. And somebody needs to sit down with all these F1 people and say, hey, buddy, you're in America and you're in South Florida. Most people don't know who you are, asshole. So wake up. So don't act like everybody knows. You're not in France. You're not in Germany, bro. Maybe you're on the front pages there. Maybe they talk about it there. Maybe columnists are writing F1 articles. Here, you're in the back page. You're a novelty. You're an event for rich people in South Florida, not the average. So very few people are going to know who Schmuckmacher is. So Schmuckmacher needs to actually have his awareness meter turned up. And by the way, everybody in F1, maybe Tom Garfinkel should have a little class with the F1 people, talk to their PR departments, so that way their PR department reminds everybody, hey, in America, not everybody knows us. They know Derrick Henry. They know LeBron James. Okay? Everybody on the Red Bull team, they don't know anybody on the Red Bull team. They may want to drink a Red Bull, but they don't know who the hell is driving for the Red Bull. And they don't care. That's the other part that Mr. Schmuckmacher needs to know. A lot of the rich people in South Florida that just went to be seen, to do some business, whatever. You think they knew anything about the race itself, the race car drivers, what's actually going on? No. They went to show off and take their wives and their girlfriends and go with their business partners and spend a lot of money. on a cutesy event that is dressed up South Beach style. You know, the problem in this world is we don't have enough people that actually just tell people what the truth is. And then we let them walk around in their haze, thinking that their shit don't stink. So somebody better remind Schumacher and everybody else that they don't know you here. And if you're walking around without a credential, then it's your fault, and I'm not blaming any security. Because if they let anyone go by without a pass, and he said he was Schumacher. Oh, well, I don't know who is Schumacher. And then the guy or woman gets fired. What wasn't Schumacher in Superman? Miss Schumacher! Okay. I know it was Tess Mocker or something, Tess something. And Gene Hackman was playing the bad guy. I'm just joking and all that for you older folks out there. You younger folks have no idea what I was talking about. Anyway, let's talk a little football with Marcel, Louis, Jacques.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Rayon Miami Dolphins report with Marcel Louis-Jacques is in session.
Welton Rayon has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Marcel Louis-Jacques.
All right. So, Marcel, I am getting wind that apparently some of these hoi polloi in the F1 were kind of mad with the security people because they didn't know who they were.
Interesting. I swear I've talked about this on the show before, but that was my biggest takeaway when I was hanging around the Paddock Club last year was this is a different type of money, bro.
I know.
Different type of money.
And that's what led me to Schumacher because it was Schumacher. Which Schumacher was it, Sean? What's his name?
Ralph Schumacher.
Ralph Schumacher was complaining, and apparently he was probably one of those dudes walking around without a credential, and like, you don't know who I am. And before you came on, I went into this diatribe that F1 people better actually know their awareness. That we know Derrick Henry and LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. We don't know F1 in this country, okay? Less than 1% of the people that know sports may know something about F1. The rest of us, it's like a little novelty. So, and you know how it is. Rich people, they have and there's a lot of that in F1. So I'm sure these clowns were walking around going, well, you don't know who I am? I don't need a credential. You can't do that to local security, bro.
You know what, though? Like,
I'm backing up local security on this one.
You know what, though? Like, the rich people, like really rich people, don't care about none of that. They don't really care about none of that. The rich mentality and literally and figuratively rich, they don't care about that, bro. They got money. I don't give a shit if you know who they are or not.
Yeah, but if you gave him a hassle and you're not letting him in, it's like, how dare you? Don't you know who I am? Well, that's how he was acting. Schumacher was acting like that, like, you don't know who I am. It's like, yo, bro, most of these people don't know any of you out there. So be nice to them, be courteous, and if you want access to something, well, then, dude, have a credential ready, and that way everybody's covered, bro. You know what I mean? It's just, these are people.
Like, yeah, that's like every now and then, like, I've gone into a practice facility, whether it's in Carolina, in Buffalo here, and I'll get stopped at the gate and it'll be like, all right, man, like, come on, bro. Like, this is just like a pre-draft press conference. Right. Like, it ain't a whole lot of, I know you got to know who I am a little bit. You see me every day.
Right. Yeah, that's
like, in Buffalo, it really drove me crazy. Here, I understand it. Buffalo drove me nuts because I was like, I know I'm the only black man coming through the media entrance. I hate, like, so I understand the hassle of, like, security giving you a crumb of a hard time, but you got to remember, like, if something goes down, God forbid, right? If somebody gets in that's not supposed to and does something terrible, does something horrible, then the world is going to come down like the wrath of God on the security detail. So I would rather annoy people and get bitched at rather than let everybody in and potentially aid in a shooting or a deadly event or any other horrible event. Like,
right.
It's security, bro. Like, do you not want security to be to secure the damn perimeter?
Yeah, man. It's your job, bro. I mean, it's
like I might roll my eyes, but like I've never like gone up to Ano and be like, and you have to talk to security. They didn't know who I was. Like you roll your eyes, you're like, all right, man, like let me find a credential somewhere around here. Let me like some days like one day I think I didn't bring my daily credential during the off season. So I'm like opening my Twitter account and like putting it like next to my face, like I swear this is me. Now it doesn't matter because I lost the damn check mark and I'm not paying Elon for one. So I understand.
I was gonna pay for it because I really love the edit feature, but we have the edit feature now. They kept it. Did
they?
Yeah, dude. I've been able to edit a couple times because I always screw up all my posts.
Let me see.
All my posts. The other day I spelled stall STAHL instead of STAAL, and then I noticed it, and then I was able to change it. So it was like, I mean, I do this all the time. Like I screw up my posts like all the time. So the edit is still there. That was the reason why I was thinking of paying for it because it was such a cool feature.
I'm one of these like.
I find it a cool feature because I'm a total screw up. Okay, so personally, that's why.
Like I'm one of the like OG Twitter Blue users. I think I was one of the first people to pay for it. I was paying for it when it was $2.99 a month. Like I've been on it for a long time. I liked it. The edit feature was nice because it gives you like, and it was like a review feature. Really, it gave you like a 20 to 60 second window.
30 minutes.
Like, 30 minutes. No, I'm saying like right when you sent the tweet, it gave you like a window to like review, be like, oh shit, no, that's misspelled. That was cool. I liked that a lot. It annoyed me a little bit because like people were getting things out before me, but like speed doesn't matter in this business as much as people think it does. I liked being able to categorize my bookmarks. So I had one that was just reaction gifs. I had one that was like receipts. So like anybody who was talking shit, I just like scroll through receipts just to stay fresh on them. And then another one, I was working on one that was like tweets of the year, NFL tweets of the year. It would have been hard to actually get them out in the public because you can't make your bookmarks public like that. I enjoyed that though. Like certain features of it are cool. Now it's like the check mark, people with the check mark show up first under the replies. But now it's like usually like the worst type of person like that replies. Like, and so I'm seeing these dumbass responses first. And it's like that's still not enough for me to want to pay.
No, I know.
12, whatever. If ESPN offered, then I would do it. But we were told very clearly.
Yeah, but if we pay for it, isn't it a business expense for us? Because Twitter for me is pure business.
Probably.
I don't use Twitter for personal, pretty much. I mean, maybe
I'll give it a year, and I'll talk to my accountant next year and see like. I'll ask around, see how many people are claiming it.
I think
I'm sure it can be. But then where's the threshold? Like, do you need to be tweeting? Do 90% of your tweets need to be work related? Do 80%? Like, what is the? You know what I'm saying? So just get these damn tweets? What are
your tweets? Aren't they mostly they're all work pretty much, right? Isn't it? Like I'm usually talking sports or answering somebody's question or something
for
like
me,
that.
It was mostly Kings the past like month or so. It was mostly Kings. I tweeted about Ted Lasso today. Great episode last night.
That was an excellent episode.
Really good episode, man. That I was watching it with Haley, and we watch over like FaceTime and then like sync our videos.
By the way, it comes out now on Tuesday nights, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yesterday was Tuesday. We watched
yesterday was Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because last season it was Wednesday, and now it starts coming out on Tuesdays.
Hey, I'm a creature of habit. We watch on Wednesdays, damn it. But
we were watching on Wednesdays, but it all of a sudden started coming in on Tuesdays. So I was like, okay, well, we'll watch it on Tuesdays. Because on Wednesdays we used to watch Lasso and Mandalorian. Now Mandalorian's done, so
I need to get back into that. At this point, I think the whole thing happened, right? Like the whole season's out.
Yeah, and this is a really good season.
Perfect.
The Mandalorian season. Actually,
I'm watching season 2 of Bel-Air right now. When I'm done with that, I will hop over to Mandalorian.
I just started watching Succession. For a few
that
episodes.
One, I'm definitely gonna let that play all the way out because
I
watched 10 minutes. I tried to watch 10 minutes of it on the elliptical when season 1 or season whatever we're on dropped.
It's a slow start.
I was like,
it's a slow start. It's a scene setter. The first episode and a half is like a scene setter, and then it starts to pick up and it starts to take it's twisted.
It took me 2 years to get into Succession, anyways. So just like The Sopranos, took me years to get past the first episode.
I just started in Succession with the wife, so yeah, I'm way behind everybody else that's been watching that show. All right, let's get to a little Dolphin news. So far, we got a couple of games. Your thoughts on the? I would imagine there's going to be a couple of more, right? Because I would imagine that the Dolphins will be around 4 primetime games this year.
Well, let's say last year they had what? They had Steelers, they had Bengals, they had there's one I'm forgetting about. Chargers got flexed. Was that it? Did they really only have 3? No. Bills also. They have back-to-back Sunday night footballs. If I remember correctly. So they had 4 last year. I mean they're already at 2, and I tweeted this the other day. So we knew Dolphins Chiefs was going to get prime time. Of course. Dolphins Jets getting prime time, I think, was a pleasant surprise, especially that early in the season. Well, I guess particularly that early in the season. But that was a division game. Like, those were toss-ups. They still have 2 against the Bills. They've got Eagles. They got Cowboys. They got Giants. They got Ravens. They've got Chargers. Like, there are a lot of – if the Broncos are good, that could be an interesting game. Like, there's a lot of potential primetime candidates there. I would imagine Dolphins Eagles gets a Sunday night or a Monday night treatment. I can't imagine that not. That's a huge game between 2 very interesting teams. Like forget should be good. Like the country cares about both of these teams. There's plenty of marketable stars. So yeah, I would imagine. And then it sounds like, I'm not big into I'm not big into trying to piece together the whole schedule before it comes out. We literally get it in a few hours. Like we'll get it then. But reportedly, they're going to be Sunday Night Football against the Patriots in week 2 as well. So it's 3 primetime games. 2 of them are just division games that, could have gone either way. So I would expect a lot of nighttime kicks. It's kind of tough. Like I quite enjoy the 1 p.m. kickoff, but it's you can't. That's just selfishly from a work perspective. You can't deny from an atmosphere perspective. You can't deny the excitement of a primetime game under the lights or whatever this Frankfurt game. I hope that we get to go. We, as in me, I hope I get to go and see that firsthand. But this is an interesting team. There's high expectations for them, and I wouldn't be surprised to see 4, maybe even 5 primetime games by the end of the year.
I mean, well, it's kind of what we're expecting. They're kind of sexy. They've, added Fangio, kind of add one hell of a coach on the defensive side of the ball. You figure Tua in his 2nd year, Tyreek, all of that. I'm expecting them to have several primetime games. Now, this is kind of the test, right? Because now it's up to the Dolphins to live up to those primetime games because, growing up, Marcel, we were spoiled. The Dolphins were one of the, marquee franchises. They, whether it was the Greasy days or Marino days, they were going to be on Monday Night Football like 3 times a year. They were going to be on Monday Night Football. Because back in those days, there was no Thursday or anything like that, no Sunday night either. And so they would get the Monday night games all the time. And then once Marino came out of the picture and the team kind of developed a terrible streak, they have kind of faded in the sunset and they haven't been that sexy team. Now you're back, but this is the test for the league. If they don't live up to it, and if this team doesn't live up to the hype, even the hype that I feel that they are, then you're not going to get a lot of them, in the future. So you better shine on these primetime games. You better live up to the opportunity that the league is giving you, because if not, you're going to fall behind again.
No, I agree. I agree. But again, when you have this many personalities on the team, this many, let's call them superstars. Like, just not necessarily even just on the field, but like from a popularity standpoint, they're stars. Yeah, everybody knows Jalen Ramsey. Everybody knows Tyreek Hill. Everybody knows Xavier Howard. Everybody knows Tua now. Everybody knows Jalen Watt. Like, these are so many household name players that, like, you don't have to, like, force feed it down America's throat. Like, here's this niche team that's going to be really good. Like, that's why, like, the Bills in 2020 didn't get a lot, or 21 didn't get a lot of night primetime games, because it was like, ultimately, people just knew Josh Allen. Nobody knew the rest of the guys. Like, this is a star-studded team, then they're going to get that treatment. So I would expect one of the Eagles or Cowboys is going to be nationally televised. Because of how last year went, I wouldn't be shocked if Ravens-Dolphins was as well. And then one of the Dolphins-Bills games is going to have to be primetime. Like, so that's like 4 or 5 right there. I would expect to see this team on the national stage.
When you look at movement right now, are we expecting anything else right now, or are we cruising till June 1st?
I would say, I came on here Monday and said they're cruising until June 1st, and then go and agree with they signed Tyler Kroft. So anything is possible per se. I'm still not expecting big splashy moves. They still have to sign their rookies. And then, I think they'll address the offensive line sometime in middle of the offseason. But I don't think there's a huge rush right now. There's not I don't see gaping, glaring holes in this team. I know everybody's got kind of a difference of opinion in that, but I didn't see glaring holes entering the draft. I still don't see them now. I think if they're healthy, that this team is going to be really good. This team is good at basically every level, every position. There's some, like, you got to keep an eye on. Like, you obviously got to keep an eye on tight end. You got to keep an eye on tackle. But there's none that, like, you're looking at and you're like, wow, like that's really going to sink them. Like 2021, when you looked at that team, you could see at receiver, it was like, Jesus, man. Like, there's nothing without Jalen Waddle. There is nothing there. That's dangerous. I don't see that right now. I see a damn near complete team that is, like any team in the NFL, reliant right now on its players staying healthy.
I'm with you there. Do we know anything about the Wilkins deal talks? We kind of expect something June 1st, I would imagine, when the cut comes with Jones. But do we know anything on any conversations going on? Because it's not like conversations are starting on June 1st. I would imagine something's going on.
They're still going, and I think that the Dolphins took kind of the first L here in allowing Dexter Lawrence to be signed first, because now that's the new number. And so it's kind of like a race now between Quentin Williams and Christian Wilkins as far as who's going to be that next guy signed. We already saw Lawrence. We've already seen Simmons in Tennessee. It's a matter of when, not if. We know the Dolphins want him back. We know Christian Wilkins wants to be here. It's just a matter of getting the numbers to line up. This isn't something I expect, this isn't something I think people need to worry about. It's not something to lose sleep over. Like I said, it is when, not if. I don't think he's the type of guy to hold out. It's not prudent for players to hold out nowadays anyways. So I think he will get his contract, man. Like, you've got to show this locker room that when you, especially the homegrown guys, when you come in, you do your job, you do things the right way, you work hard, you get rewarded. And that is what Christian Wilkins, that's a step that he's at now. He deserves to be rewarded.
Let's hope so, man. What else has stood out to you? Anything from this schedule that you like, from what you've seen that's been announced? I personally don't play the schedule game. Well, this is going to be tough. That's going to be easy. That shit's too hard to predict. But is there anything sexy that you like from what's been announced?
Not really. I think Lions-Chiefs is going to be kind of interesting in week 1. I don't know if that's just week 1 or if that's like the kickoff game. You know what I'm saying? Like the Thursday night.
That's a Thursday game.
Yeah, I think that's exciting. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch. A couple high-powered offenses there. From a Dolphins perspective, no. Like again, I'll be able to react more once the actual schedule is out. We know that it's going to be tough. For the same reason that they deserve these primetime games, or that you could imagine them getting these primetime games, is, also tells you it's a tough schedule. Like a primetime game isn't supposed to be a blowout. It's supposed to be a matchup of two good teams. They got a lot of good teams on the schedule. The NFC East is going to be a tough matchup. Like, that's a very interesting matchup for every team involved, AFC versus NFC East. Anytime you got to play the damn Chiefs, it's a tough schedule, man. Like, anytime you got to travel cross country or internationally, it's a tough schedule. So I'm interested to see if they requested that bye week after, week 9, the week 9 Frankfurt game against Kansas City. Because if you remember 2 years ago, they didn't get the bye. They didn't ask for the bye after the London game, and it more or less tore them up.
Yeah.
So, but either way, or actually, I mean, they lost to the Jaguars, but
they lost to Stanky Fingers. Yes.
Yeah, they lost to the Jaguars, but I mean, they did rattle off 6-7 wins in a row after that, now that I think about it. But either way.
It was the easy part of the schedule. They were playing their scrubs.
Yeah,
so they picked up a bunch of cheap victories.
It's still taxing on a team to have to go, to have to fly out like that, adjust to so many different time zones, and then get right back on the horse and keep on playing without that week break. So hopefully, for their sake, they get that bye. It'll be also interesting to watch the LA game, because they're in LA again. So I don't think I think that's their only West Coast opponent. So there's not another scenario where they stay out there. But just going to be interesting to see where those games fly. I guess I'll give y'all one nugget. What I'm hearing. I'm hearing the Buffalo games are flipped from what they usually are. That Dolphins are going up there early in the season. I'm hearing week 4, and that Bills will be down here late week 18, give or take. So the sun debate, the snow debate, unfortunately, that ends last year.
Well, no, actually, the Bills are affected by snow and by heat, apparently. So they're the ones that have a problem with all kinds of weather. I mean, I saw the Dolphins play tough in the snow and play tough in the heat, but something happened with the Bills. They wilt in the winter and in the heat. I don't know.
I think the Bills were impacted by the heat more than the Dolphins were impacted by the snow last year. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I don't know. Something's going on with those Bills, cold or heat. It's a problem for them. Those Buffaloes don't adapt well, apparently. So,
yeah,
what do you got going? What do you got going on ESPN so folks can check you
out? I've got a shoot in about 10 minutes. And then tomorrow I'll be on our gambling show, Bet, to break down the Dolphins schedule. They want to know if the Dolphins can get above that 9.5 win over/under. Again, well, we'll see. That's been the hump that they've needed to break the past couple of years.
Tua stays healthy. They easily.
Yeah, they should. But we'll see how the schedule. We'll see how the schedule falls, and we'll make an informed opinion once I see that full schedule. But that's what we've got going on. And then, of course, tomorrow we're back at the facility for rookie camp.
And he stays healthy last year. They easily passed that number. But, and it is what it is.
I don't know about easily. I mean, they still, they still lost 4 in a row with him. It wasn't like he wasn't playing. Or they're not 4. They still lost the 3 in a row.
They would have won more than they did.
4? It was.
They would have 3. Yeah, they would have won more than they did if he actually was healthy for those.
It was 4. It was
4 or 5 games. So
it was 4. But I mean, you would also argue if he wasn't concussed the second half of the Packers game that they probably hold that out. and he doesn't throw 3 straight interceptions. So,
yeah, kid stays healthy. Sky's the limit for this team. So that's all we got to hope for. All right, follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ and catch his work there at ESPN and catch him twice a week here. Marcel, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Marcel, Louis, Jacques, and folks, if you're dealing with the weather issues that have come up and you've got damage to your home or condo, or maybe there's some water damage, somebody's pipe broke, your pipe broke in your house, whatever it is, before you call any insurance company, please call the great people at Welton Rayom. Anywhere you are right now in Florida, doesn't matter. One of our listeners in Orlando hired Welton Rayom. We've got listeners all over. We got a listener actually in the Keys. They actually have an office in the Keys that hired Welton Rayom there. In fact, the neighbor had a pipe broken and then water was spilling and went into their house because the two houses are right next to each other. It's kind of like a duplex. And they ended up getting the damage from the other. They called Welton Rayom. They didn't call the insurance company. They sent out their adjusters. They said, yeah, you got a case. Here we go. And they handle it from there. They call the insurance company. You don't have to deal with it. Dude, life is tough enough as it is. You got to deal with everything at home and work and family and everything else. You got to also go chasing the insurance company. Forget that. Let Welton Rayom crush them for you like they did for us. Progressive was trying to screw us, and we just sicked those 2 dogs on them, Welton Rayom, brother, and those 2 junkyard dogs brought Progressive to their knees, okay, and got us the money that we needed to fix everything and fix it the right way. It's a joke what Progressive was doing to us. Do not deal with the insurance companies. And by the way, if you've got bankruptcy issues, they can help you out too, man. Criminal defense, any kind of insurance claims, you name it, they can help you, folks. Personal injury, you got hurt somewhere, call Welton Rayom. They'll take care of you. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with Marcel Louis-Jacques. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right. Thank you all out there. As always. There we go. All right. Oh, when George Santos invented football, do you think in his wildest dreams that he had some of that NFL would be this popular? I doubt it. I just tweeted out, that George Santos has been charged with like 19 counts by the feds, and so he'll be going to court. This is going to be awesome because George Santos is going to be the defendant, the lawyer, counsel 2, witness 1 and 2. He'll be the judge. He'll be the bailiff. He'll be the stenographer, and all 12 members of the jury. This is going to be a performance of a lifetime by George Santos. I know he's won several Oscars already, a couple of Tonys, a couple of Emmys. I mean, really, I don't know what award you give this man now. I mean, I don't think he's won the Nobel Peace Prize yet. So maybe that's what's there for George Santos. But this is going to be a great performance by George. I'm looking forward to it. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love of the super chat. He says the cold weather affected the heat, right? That's what it was. That's it. They cranked up the AC in the garden, and it affected him. Mike No-Go Zones, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you as always. Some love on the super chat. He says most people in Miami that attended the F1 race are there to chase clout and post on social media. Exactly, man. So Schumacher needs to understand that he has to, realize where he's at and that he's not all world here. This is not Germany, bro. Okay? You're a household name there. Here, you're nothing. You're a nobody. This is Ralph Schumacher. Pepe and Hialeah is going, ¿y qué, chico? Bien conocido en su casa. Little Haiti, hey, this is Mr. Schumacher. So? We're in Davie. Hey, this is Schumacher. Who cares? Doesn't matter what part of the town we're at. Hey, this is Schumacher. So what? You know, that you need to humble those guys. Take them around. Hey, this, and what do you want? You want a medal? Shit, don't hang. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love on the super chat. Mrs. Schmuckmacher. You like that one, huh? You like that one. You gotta know the Superman movie. You gotta know the role, and then you can laugh with it and enjoy it and that kind of stuff. But that was a very enjoyable role by Gene Hackman, I gotta say. He did a good job back in the day. Big O, maybe Santos will win Best Actress for his performance. LOL. Certain teams you just can't keep down. Look at Rodgers versus Vic's defenses. I know this. All Rodgers did was beat Chicago. I know because Bill, rest in peace, my boy Bill Preston was a monster Chicago fan. And, brother, he hated Aaron Rodgers with a passion because Aaron Rodgers owned the Bears. I mean, owned them. Javier Hernandez says, hello, Big O. First time in a long time listening to you. Well, thank you, Javier. Appreciate you. Hope you come back and bring more and share and hit the like button. Very important you hit the like button. Okay? That is very, very important that you guys hit that like button. What do we got? We got 78 likes. There's over 230 people watching right now. Give us a like, man. It's very important. It gets the algorithms going, and more Dolphin fans and Heat fans and Panther fans and Marlin fans and Inter Miami fans will find the platform. What else do we have here? The Finns almost beat KC with a worse team last time they played. Yep. Yes, sir. What's up, big man? How you doing?
Sean solo now?
Yeah, Sean will be back. He's in the studio.
All right, how you been?
You got it, baby. He'll be back next week. Appreciate you. So we got Heat and Knicks on Friday. We got the Panthers and the Maple Leafs on Friday. Lucky goal with Toronto. Bob had 23 saves. Reinhardt had the only goal. And by the way, if you took the Panthers, look, the Maple Leafs are favored by a goal and a half again. Take the Panthers. When the Panthers are a dog, it seems to go well, that goal and a half. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Week 2, I'm sure you guys know, Finns at Pats Sunday night, 8 o'clock. If those of you that have followed my show for a while, you know I don't play the schedule game. I don't tell you that this schedule is going to be hard or this schedule is going to be easy. I don't play that because you just don't know what team's going to be good, what team's going to be bad from one year to another. It's just something that you really can't put a finger on. So I don't like playing the schedule game. This schedule stuff for me, as NorCal straightened me out years ago with this, I don't really care much about the schedules. It's fodder for us to talk about a little bit, but it's really, 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 really important for those of you that travel. That's really what it's all about. In the end, it's not going to tell you how good your team is going to be, if they're going to perform well or not, because you don't know how good or how hard or how easy your schedule really is until you're in the meat of the matter. But the schedule release is just important for all of you out there that travel, because you got to make your hotel reservations and your plane reservations and all that stuff. And you need to have those dates as soon as possible. So that's who I feel good for, is for all of you out there that like to travel. Now you'll know exactly when the games are, what day, which week and time and all that good stuff. And then you can plan and, and get your days off from work. And it's not that easy. It's complicated. So I get it. Ragin says, the Jets are making the same mistakes the Finns did for years, building a team around other cast-offs. Well, no, they have a lot of draft picks on their team. It's just the quarterback is the cast-off, but I disagree with you. I think if I look at their roster, I think a lot of it is actually from within, my brother. I think they've done, I know you may not want to hear this, but I think they've actually done a pretty good job, man, overall. Let me see. I'll tell you right now. Garrett Wilson is their guy, right? If I'm correct. Vera Tucker is their guy on the line. I know Mekhi Becton's always injured. That's their guy. They had to sign Dwayne Brown because Mekhi has been, so injury prone. The Tipman kid is also their guy. So that's already 3 of the guys on the O-line that are their guys. Breece Hall is their guy. Israel Abinakanda is the kid from Pitt that they just drafted. On defense, Quinnen Williams is their guy. Let's see. Sauce Gardner, their guy. Michael Carter, their guy. Clark not. Reed not. Sherwood not. Mosley not. Lawson not. Jefferson not. So they've got several guys on defense that are not, but they've got a few of their own guys. I think it's a mix. They've got enough guys of their own. So they've done a pretty decent job overall of drafting some guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, because they signed Corey in free agency. I think Mims is their guy. So Mims and Wilson are their guy. Denzel Mims, and Wilson are their guy. Lazard and Corey they brought. So 2 of their receivers they brought in, and 2 of their receivers they drafted. They also added Randall Cobb, their 5th receiver, but that's because of Aaron Rodgers, and he wanted that. But no, it's a mix. They've done a decent job lately. Give the guy Joe Douglas some credit. He's found some players, dude. He's found some players. They just had the same problem that our Dolphins have had. Finding a quarterback has been impossible for them. All right, let's take a quick break. Let's top of the hour here. Let's take a quick break. Coming to you live from Hialeah Park.
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but CuttersEdgePro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The 2 dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. You gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other, and then they bite each other, and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. CuttersEdgePro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Beautiful Hialeah Park every Thursday. Come on out and join us. Yes, sir. You know, if we started to get a crowd here, get a bunch of you to come out here on Thursdays to hang out, you can have some food, you can eat, you can gamble, all that. I would bring prizes like I did over at Walk-Ons. But you got to get a crowd here. We got to get some of you out here to create an atmosphere. It would be a lot of fun. I think it would be a lot of fun because I can take breaks and talk with you guys and all that kind of stuff. Eric Trujillo is saying, Big O, I know this may sound dumb, but do you think Jimmy wanted to close it out at home? He just didn't seem like himself. What are your thoughts? Now, remember, you don't want to do that because you may suffer an injury in the next game. And then all of a sudden, you could have finished them out and you wanted to stretch it out because you wanted to take it home, and then you got injured, and then you lose that game, and then you're going back to New York and you're going to lose again because you're going to miss that game. So Jimmy can't do that. Jimmy's a human being, my brother. That's what happened. He's a human being that didn't have enough in the tank yesterday. That's it. And yesterday you needed another star to step up. They don't have one. Okay? Anybody in the Miami Heat, they can bullshit you all they want about Bam Adebayo, and they can bullshit you about, what he does is not on the stat sheet. That's how they hit you. You know, he's so important. What he does is not on the stat sheet. You can tell you're not a star. I've never heard that about a star. Check out Michael Jordan. It's on the stat sheet. Check out Magic Johnson, Jimmy Butler, Wayne Wade, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's all on the stat sheet. You know when you're not a star? When they say he doesn't have to do the little things. He does the big things. That's why he's a star. We pay P.J. Brown to do the little things. We pay Udonis Haslem to do the little things. We pay James Posey to do the little things. We pay Brian Grant to do the little things. Don't tell me about the little things. I know exactly who are the players that do all the little things. It ain't Marino, bro. I don't need Marino to do the little things. I'm paying your ass to do the big things. Win the goddamn game when it's on the line. Drive down the field and win. Hit the basket. Drive. Score. Hit the free throw. Hit the three. Okay? Anybody's arguing with you about somebody being a star. Oh, you don't understand. His impact is not felt on the stat sheet. Yeah, well, then that ain't a star. I've never heard of that for any star. That's because there's no such thing. Okay? Reggie Jackson ain't doing the little things, moving a runner over. Okay? Mike Trout moving the runner over. No. Reggie Jackson and Mike Trout are going to hit an effing home run. Okay? All right? It ain't about Shohei Ohtani hitting the cutoff guy. No, it's about him striking out 10 people and hitting a home run. So, you know what happened to Jimmy Butler last night? Bam Adebayo. You're paying for a star, and there is no star there. There's a super role player is what's there. But you go ahead and keep trying to tell me that he's a star. You go ahead. Don't worry about it. So that's what happened to Jimmy. The poor man's a human being. He carries the goddamn franchise every single night. And if he's not fantastic, you're not winning. And so last night, he wasn't fantastic. He wasn't playoff Jimmy like you like to call him. And if playoff Jimmy doesn't show up, there ain't no playoff Bam. You know, you can't be called playoff Bam when you're too busy doing all the little things. It's like an insult to my intelligence when you're telling me oh no, he does all the little things. Get the hell out of here. I love Favre's toughness. I don't know about that, King Short. I don't think Favre's that tough. So why did he punk out against Pat McAfee? Pat McAfee put it out. And I think Pat McAfee is handling him with kid gloves. He says Pat McAfee announced Thursday that the former NFL quarterback Brett Favre has dismissed the defamation lawsuit against him based on the comments he made regarding Favre's reported involvement in misappropriated welfare funds in Mississippi. Yeah, well, of course you backed out, Brett. Pat McAfee was going to kick your ass. But your stupid ass thought you could beat him in court. And then somebody reminded you, hey, Brett, you probably are guilty. You probably did take the money. You probably did know that you were taking from a fund that was for people that were, at a disadvantage. Something that you do not lack. I think I told you he would drop this lawsuit. I'm pretty sure I told you from the get-go that he was going to lose like a dog or back out of this thing. They gave an award to the woman that did the investigation. I forgot what award they gave her, but she picked up one hell of an award. I don't know if you can look it up for me. Sean, writer in Favre case wins award or something. Just put that. And I forgot what award it was exactly that she got. And why do you think she got it? Because maybe the information she got was legitimate. Oh, man. So, yeah. Yeah, he hung in there in the pocket, but he could not hang in there with Pat McAfee. The Monday night game when his dad died. Yep. Yeah, he played right after his dad died. Played a hell of a game, too.
She won a Pulitzer.
It was a Pulitzer? Wow.
Oh, no, apparently that's the name of the awards locally in Mississippi for local reporting. I don't know if it's actually a Pulitzer.
Whatever, Mississippi Pulitzer then, I guess. It's a
state. It's a local reporting prize for the Back Channel series involving the former governor and one-time NFL star.
Told you. There's all kinds of useless information. Edwin Robles says sports radio host in New York said Jets must be 13-4 and Mike White be the QB because Tua will get hurt. I don't know. Why are you listening to those idiots is what I'd say. And by the way, who in New York is going to tell you about the Dolphins? Ragin says, my issue with Rodgers is not talent or ability, but his crappy attitude, negativity will do more to sink a team than anything else. Well, he was selfish in the end, very selfish. So, let's see. Not King Short, I know you were referring to when he was playing, but it was such a perfect segue to that story that just came up. So I used it as a segue that his toughness did not, translate over to the courtroom, obviously. So there you go. That's what it was. But I know what you were talking about. Everybody knows the guy was a rock when he played. Strafasi says, I was a little disappointed in the Panthers last night. They lacked the same intensity for the first 3 games. They better get off to. Toronto's this isn't the Knicks, dude. The Knicks aren't shit. Okay? The Heat played a terrible game, and Jimmy Butler was like at 60%. He wasn't even playing all out, and they still almost won. Toronto's a hell of a team. Okay? They got superior offensive talent on that team. And Florida has kept them in check. In fact, their big 4 got a goal for the first time last night. Okay? I think it was Marner, right? Mitchell Marner. But so far, Nylander, Matthews, or Tavares have no goals in this series so far, which is amazing, dude. I disagree with you. It's just sometimes you gotta give the other. I'll give Jalen Brunson and the Knicks some credit last night, especially Brunson. But really, it's not so much that the Knicks won the game. They showed up as much as they could, but the Heat really did not show up, dude. They didn't bring it. I think the Panthers brought it. Toronto got lucky with one of the goals. It was a lucky shot off the referee helped them out, dude, with a lucky ricochet. And it put our goalie in a bad situation because it was just a lucky bounce. Ended up going in their favor. So really, it was a 1-1 game. You know what I mean? I'm going to give Toronto some love, dude. They're good. Like, they got some guys, dude. And there's only 2-1. Florida still had a shot there towards the end. And they were pressuring too. The Heat, that's different. The Heat did not bring it like they should. You know what I mean? And I feel bad for Butler. I can never pick on Butler, but he doesn't have somebody else to take pressure off of him. He has no star next to him, and that's his real problem. So, Jim Kelly better than Dan or equal in the 80s and 90s? Is Dan equal to Ben Roethlisberger? See, all of that stuff is, all a toss-up, to be quite honest, because Marino never had Kelly's teams and never had Ben's teams. He never had a defense. He never had a running game. So you never got nobody wins the Super Bowl without a running game and a defense. Nobody. Now, you can go win without an offense, because the Baltimore Ravens one year back in 01 or whatever it was, they didn't have much of an offense. Brandon Stokely was their main receiver. I mean, they had a Hall of Fame tight end, but that was kind of the thing. And it was their defense. Peyton Manning couldn't throw for 10 yards, and he won a Super Bowl with Denver. But guess what carried him? The defense. But you don't win the Super Bowl with no defense and no running game. That doesn't happen. And so Ben Roethlisberger had a complete team that Dan Marino never had, and Jim Kelly had the complete team that Dan Marino never had. And that's why those guys were able to get to the pinnacle and have success. And I can't blame Kelly for one of the 4 Super Bowls because the damn kicker missed it. You know what I mean? So am I supposed to say Kelly's a choker? I'm not doing that. And I want to say Ben Roethlisberger, who was a pedestrian in his first Super Bowl because that team was so dominant, all he had to do was facilitate. In the second Super Bowl, he carried. He did his share. Okay? All right? That I'll give him credit. But it's hard to – they're all terrific quarterbacks, except one of them, of course, might be a real scumbag. Got away with rape. But, outside of that, as quarterbacks, they're all about the same. Why do people listen to Jets radio when they're Dolphins fans? I have no idea. Why are you listening to New York radio? Unless you're a Yankees fan or something, maybe I can understand. Marino was a much more talented QB than Favre and Kelly. No, he's not. No. That's not true. Kelly was more talented than Marino. No. Don't say that. I'm a Marino guy, but Marino did not have half the athleticism that Kelly had. Okay, and Kelly had a gun too. He had a great arm. Don't ever say that, though. That's not accurate. Jim Kelly was more talented than Dan Marino. Okay? I'm not telling you he was a better quarterback. That's a different discussion. But if we're talking about talent, physical, God-given ability, Jim Kelly beats Marino. That's not even a discussion. Bro, Joe Paterno was recruiting him for a linebacker. Okay? Joe Paterno wanted to make Jim Kelly a linebacker. That's why he ended up here. Yeah, no. I love Marino. That's my guy, but in no way was he ever a better athlete than Jim Kelly. Not even close. Let's see. Big O Nylander also. Oh, that's right. You're right. Nylander also got the other one. So there you go. And those guys have all been blank throughout the whole thing. Let's see. Manny Aria says, I hope during the Dolphins season they will wear the old school uniforms more often. I think, Manny, by whatever stupid NFL rules or whatever, I think they only get like 2 or 3 opportunities or so. I don't think they can wear it 9 times if they feel like it. I don't think that's how it goes. I think you have to wear your regular uniform a whole bunch, and then you only get a couple of shots to have an alternate uniform. I think that's how it goes. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to find somebody to clear that up for me. Jules says, I'm puzzled as to why the Dolphins would hire Butch Barry as the O-line coach when he basically got laughed out of Denver by the players there. Wasn't the O-line the reason? Yeah, no, not only that, by the way. he was terrible here at the University of Miami. Also, he was here in our backyard. But McDaniel must know something about this guy. And maybe he didn't fit what they do there, but he'll fit what they do here. I have no idea. So we'll find out. But it is curious. It's one of those things that he doesn't have a good reputation. So that part cannot be argued, what you just brought up. True Fin fan, thank you for the love in the super chat. Marino's individual talent is the greatest ever as a passer. Okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that. You want to tell me that, he's the greatest passer? That's subjective, but that's very accurate that he's one of the greatest ever. But nobody could ever say he was a better athlete than Kelly. That's not even close to being accurate. It's just not. Bring back the orange uniforms, the Ricky Williams days. I like those, Brett. I'm with you. I like those orange uniforms. Those orange uniforms were actually really, really cool. I thought those were awesome alternative uniforms. Marlins got it done yesterday, 5-4 against the D-backs. They're 19-19 on the season. Jesus Sanchez hit a 3-run homer. Cabrera did not pitch well yesterday, 4 earned runs in 3 1/3. Friday, they will take on the Reds at Lone Depot Park. Tonight, they are off. I played for you guys the Bob Huggins sound. That the homophobic comments that he had that were pretty disgusting, disparaging, and insulting in every way possible. And kind of shows the Neanderthal that this pig is. So West Virginia, the weak-ass institution that it is, they acted like they were mad. So his $4.15 million salary got cut to $3.15 million. They took away $1 million. And I get that $1 million is incredibly damaging to you and me, but to a guy that's been making millions and millions for years, and who knows, he could probably make up that $1 million doing a couple commercials for somebody else somewhere throughout the season. And then he was warned not to do it again, which, wow, really? That even needs to be said? And I got to tell you something, dude. It is just embarrassing. The West Virginia program is a disgrace, okay? They are a bunch of cowards, and they clearly don't mind that their coach has hateful messages for people that may not have the same sexual preferences as you. Pretty gross by West Virginia, the fact that they really did not fire his sorry ass, because that's really what he deserved. That's the example you're going to set. Come on, man. By the way, he's going to also take sensitivity classes now. So do you think Mr. Huggins is all of a sudden going to be Mr. Understanding and Mr. Sensitive all the way around? Yeah, I don't think so. I think Huggins is going to be who he is and who he's been forever. Pretty pathetic. Folks, don't forget you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. As always, we appreciate it there, as we get 100% of the donation. When you do it on YouTube, we get 70 because YouTube takes 30. All right, let's see. True Fin fan, thank you, as always, for the super chat. Agree with you on Marino. So who is number 2 all time? God. If we say Marino is the best passer, number 2. I got to tell you, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers might be the guy because his passes are like a video game. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. There you go. True fan again says, I'm not sure on number 2 between Rodgers, Favre, or Elway. There's Aaron Rodgers. Yep. Elway had a gun too, man. But he also had, he had his erratic moments. Whereas Rodgers, since he came out, and I know he got a couple years to sit, but he's been a pinpoint accurate passer throughout his career. Favre played a lot of stupid football. He threw a lot of dumb interceptions. That's one of those things that I was very critical of Favre throughout his career. He had his clutch moments, but he had a lot of like, what's it called? Really boneheaded moments. Brett Campbell says, it's West Virginia. I'm not surprised. You are correct. Yeah. Troy says, yeah, it's West Virginia. Did you really expect him to get fired? No, but he should get fired. Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised that West Virginia tolerates it. I'm not surprised if the same people that told him, well, we got to take $1 million out of here, probably think the same way he does. Big O, pissed that the Dolphins are not playing at the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Wow, it's in my list and was all planned for this year. Bummer. Yeah, but you can go to Germany now and watch them. Arrowhead will always be there, but man, Germany, Chiefs, Tyreek Hill, Pat Mahomes, Tua. You only get that once. So, better yet, plan for Germany instead. Johnny U is the greatest. I mean, I watched the videos. I mean, I can't argue his greatness, but I'm still going to go Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to give Rodgers credit. You watch Rodgers, watch him 3, 4, 5, 7 years ago, man. Deadly and beautiful, those passes. Awesome. Whatever happened, you know what? He's probably under contract still. So I don't know if he took a lesser job somewhere else so he doesn't get paid and then waits a year to get back into the NFL, some kind of an assistant or something. He's not going to get a coordinator job. So he's going to have to be an assistant somewhere. I don't think he's in the NFL, but I think he was still under contract. So that's probably what he's doing right now. He's probably cashing in on that. But who knows? You'll see. If he has any future in the NFL, you'll find out by next year. Some of these guys will sit out 1 year to take advantage of the salary, no more than that, and then they'll get back in the mix. So he's a young guy. He can't be out very long. So it's either he's gone, doesn't come back, or goes to the college level or lower level in that. We shall find out. But I would imagine right now he's taking advantage of that salary that he cannot get anywhere else for 1 more year. That would be my guess. Anyone know when the Germany tickets go on sale? That's a great question. Don't know. You know what you should do? You should go onto the website of the Frankfurt Stadium, is it called? Whatever the stadium they're playing at. Go on the website to that stadium, and maybe there's an English version of it, by the way, too, because I just realized you are going to Germany. If they have an English version, then find out. And if there's an email, send them an email to find out when the tickets go on sale. They might know. So there's my only thing, because you're not going to get anybody in the NFL offices to give you any information. So you're better off actually trying to go onto the website for Frankfurt Stadium or whatever the hell it is, and then maybe an email if you can't get any information on the website. That's my guess. And I'm sticking to it. Good luck on your hunt for tickets. Big O, are you and Sean planning on going to the NFL games in Europe? No. On Sean's private, no. Sean doesn't use his private jet for those kind of things. It's strictly for the family and vacation and things like that. He refuses to take his friends on there. So I've begged him many times. Come on, bro, give me a cruise. Frankie's asked him and everything.
It fuels too much.
See? We all ask him, but he just he won't share. And sharing is caring, Sean. Just want you to know that. Sharing is caring. Let's see.
Who was it that was on the rundown military helicopter?
Who's what?
Earlier in the chat, somebody said, did anybody see somebody flying the red?
Oh, yes. Is it The Rock or somebody has a military helicopter flying around South Florida?
I think he's a former football player, but we'll see if we can grab him. See if we can grab him. Maybe he can get us over there.
Yeah. I was at a great place there. I'm not going to say the name. That will be really cool if we can have our Dolphins pre-post-game show there this year. We're going to find a home very soon for that. I want to get a home soon for the Dolphins this year. Let's see. What else do we have? Germany is even a better country. Big O, you headed to Germany for the big game? I wish, dude. I wish. Listen, if you guys want us to go to Germany and cover it, Big O Show, all right? PayPal, Cash Big O Show on PayPal. All right, I figure for me and Sean, probably need about $3,500, right? Because the tickets, the plane tickets alone are going to be about $1,000 each, right? So, Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo. You want us to go cover the game in Frankfurt, okay? $4,500 on Cash App or Venmo. Send it in. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. We got to get a hotel. Probably need a vehicle. We need 2 plane tickets. I mean, it's expensive as hell, dude, to go to that shit. So yeah.
Also, remember they said the plane tickets were already $1,100. That was 2 days ago. So
right. That's what I told you. That each plane ticket is going to be $1,000. So yeah, it's going to be like $4,500. So since it's only a drop in the well, Cash Big O Show. If you guys send me $4,500 now, I promise you, I'll set it all up, and we'll go out to Germany. I'll do that. You know what? I'll even set up. I'll talk to wherever the team hotel is, and I'll set up there to do the show from the team hotel. See if I can get any of the players during the week there. I've been to Germany, by the way. Germany is very cool. Okay? Very cool. I like Germany. I'd visit Germany again in a heartbeat. Last time I went to Germany, I was 18 years old. So long time ago. It was 38 years ago I went to Berlin. So you guys got it. Cash Big O Show. $4,500. Who's the big spender out there? Who's gonna drop the big Cash App? Oh man, Knight, thank you for the love on the super chat. He put top 5: Montana, Marino, Brady, Manning, Breeze. Okay. Lenny Pena says the Knicks took it to us last night. We showed very little fight in the game. They were more physical, out-rebounded us, and shot more free throws. We flat out got beat. Got to close it out tomorrow. Jimmy's got to close it out tomorrow. Jimmy he didn't have it in him yesterday, man. And I don't blame him, dude. He's a human being, and that guy works his ass off. He just didn't have another start. I blame really more Pat Riley and Bam Adebayo than anything else. Pat for giving him that contract, and Bam Adebayo for being paid like a star but never plays like a star. Last night they needed a star. Last night Jimmy needed somebody else to help him. You know, every once in a while, LeBron is not bringing it all, and then there's, you know, Mr. Softy filling in AD and gets it done. That's how it's supposed to work. Unfortunately, with Butler, if he's not doing it, nobody else is doing it. Holding a huge Oktoberfest beer. Where, in Germany? Then we definitely have to go. Let's go. $4,500. Let's go. Cash Big O show. Big O, would you ever wear Lederhosen if you do a show in Frankfurt? What is Lederhosen? I'm sorry. That went over my head. Leder or Lederhosen? I don't know how it's pronounced. I don't even know what the hell that is, Brett. So I can't say yes because it might be something, you know, kind of gross or something. I don't know. What is that?
It looks like, I don't know, have you ever watched National Lampoons when they go to Europe, I think? What Chevy Chase is wearing, like the suspenders with the shorts?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, at least when I put it in, that's what popped up. So I'm hoping.
Okay. Yeah, man, the shorts, the suspenders with the ruffled shirt and all that. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, they're German leather breeches, which is breeches, I guess.
There you go. Breeches, and then bring them on. Okay, how much do they cost? Make it $4,600. I'm sure with the extra 100, I can go buy the
$46.30. $46.30.
$46.30, extra 130. I can buy the shorts, the suspender, and the shirt. I'll do the show every day of the week in Germany in that. No problem. Easily. Okay? I mean, you guys are going to pay for the trip for me to go to Germany. It's the least I can do is wear what the hell that thing is called, whatever that thing is called, a Lederhauser. Big O, do a Kickstarter for the trip. You guys are now taking it to a serious level now. No, but wait a minute. See, here's the problem with that. What happens if only 1,000 comes in? Then what do we do? And how do I return the money? That becomes a pain in the ass. Dude. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Yeah. Send me the $4,500 through Cash App or Venmo. I'll tell you how much it's coming in. Somebody sends $500, I'll say, hey, we're down 4,000. Let's go. I'll even keep a count. So if you guys if you really want to send us to Germany, we'll gladly go to Germany. But somebody's got to pay for it. We can't pay for that. Okay? Dougie Fresh says, I'm predicting that Tyreek wows Germany and makes the entire country a fan. I also predict he destroys the language in an interview there because he has big cojones. Oh, cojones, okay. And O will get a concert into, oh, yeah, you know there's got to be some concert there, right? In the 4 or 5 days that we're there. Brunson is going to be burned out on Friday's game playing all those minutes. He's a tough son of a bitch, Frankie. I like that kid, man. As I've told you, that's the one guy that I have immense respect for. If everyone on O subscribers, 18K, sent in 25 each, we can get O to cover the game in person. Shit, $25, 18K, you can get us to travel to like 5 different places next year. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I wanted to let you know also you got your AEW pick right when you said Frankie's name.
I told you. There you go. The Moxman won. We got it, Frankie. I like it. If you go to Germany, would you attend if there's a concert? You goddamn right I'm going to go to a concert there for sure. Definitely. Lederhosens are shorts, and then yes, we found out. I'll happily wear them. It'll be funny. It'll be great. Regular cash or Bitcoin for the Germany trip? I got 20 on it. No, send cash. Send cash. I don't want to convert the Bitcoin to cash. I don't want to do that. That'll be painful. That'll hurt me. Sell Bitcoin? No, I'm not doing that. I only buy Bitcoin. I don't sell Bitcoin. So no, send it cash. Okay, cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo. Okay. You play poker there in Hialeah Casino and you go all in, baby, always. I'm like Chris Greer. I'm going all in.
I think he was referring to what you do with $1,000 if you only got 1,000. You take it there and go all in. I was watching after you said that. I watched where Tomlin started coming up.
I see. Okay. He says no. Keep the money if short. Big O donate as a super chat. You guys are a trip, man. You guys are a trip. That would be funny. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay, nothing so far, just in case. All right, let's get to a little football talk. The one and only Alan Poupart, baby. Yes, sir. Our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
Dolphins fans, time to get insight on your favorite team with your favorite reporter with an Expos hat. Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on a Big O radio show.
Ready to rock and roll. So are you sharpening up on your German?
Speaking the Deutsch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will they even send you?
No, they will not send me. And I will not send myself. So
Well, no, I know that. The listeners are like, hey, are you gonna go cover the game in Germany? I'm like, sure. Send us $4,500 and we'll go cover it for you, bro. No problem. I'll cover it. I'll go to Germany with Sean. Not a problem, but you guys are going to have to pay for it because that's a lot of money to go to that place, dude.
Yeah, same here. Tell you what, though, that's a nice break for the Dolphins in the schedule because I know there are some fans who are like, well, they just ruined the Tyreek Hill return to KC, which would last for about 5 minutes at the start of the game, and then the game starts and you completely forget about it. And now beating.
And by the way, that's more for them, not us. Like, why would a Dolphins fan give a shit about that anyways?
You'd be surprised. I got a lot of comments from Dolphin fans who are like, oh, man, this sucks. They're running. No, it just made winning against the Chiefs a lot easier than if the game were at the Arrowhead Stadium.
Hell yeah. You don't have to deal with that crowd, bro. That's that's one of the best crowds in all of pro sports, Kansas City. So, yeah, I was talking with Matt Verderam about that because he lives in Chicago, but he's a monster Kansas City fan. And so we always have some Kansas City conversations here every once in a while in his segment. And I told him the same thing. I said the Dolphins got a break going to Germany, not having to deal with that crowd in Arrowhead because that's a bitch of a crowd, man.
32-9 at home since Patrick Mahomes became their starting quarterback.
Yeah. I'm just dying to go there so I can just like walk around and have some barbecue. That's it. Just beg people to give me a piece of the barbecue that they're cooking or something, just so I can try it because that's really why I want to go there, just for the food. That's how fat people think. What can I tell you?
There you go. I hear you. I was at Arrowhead for a preseason game many years ago.
Okay.
I'm not a huge barbecue guy, so.
Oh, so it wasn't big.
It wasn't a big deal for me.
For me, I can always go for some ribs, bro. I love some barbecue, man. All right, are you loving the primetime dates for the Miami Dolphins?
The ones I've seen that have been out are like pretty much all on the road, as I recall.
Yes, yeah, they are. You're right. Yeah.
Jesus, what's that about?
Yeah, the Black Friday one is at the Jets. The Kansas City one's in
an afternoon, but it's a standalone game.
Right, it's Kansas City's in Germany, and then this the one we just talked about,
Eagles.
The Patriots. I'm sorry, the Patriots.
Patriots week 2, Eagles week 7, which also on the road.
Yeah.
Would be nice, but it appears, which is good. It appears that looks like week 18 is going to be Buffalo here. You want to talk about a fabulous matchup to end the season, and good that it's in Miami.
Yeah, Marcel said that it's going to be the reverse. They come here, they come here late. We go there early, or whatever it is. So yeah,
Right.
Yeah. All right. It is what it is. Listen, last time as I told Marcel, Buffalo struggles in the cold and in the heat. So it's just
How about when it's mild temperature? They're good then, or no?
I don't know. We'll find out, because that's kind of what it is here in December. It's mild temperatures. It's not really cold. It's not really hot. So maybe that's maybe Goodell was trying to find the happy medium for Buffalo there. I think that's what happened.
Maybe.
I mean, we clearly found out last year that they struggled in the snow late in the season, and then we found out early in the season that obviously they were wilting in the heat here. So I don't know what makes Buffalo happy.
There are a lot of teams gonna wilt in that heat in September. I mean, that's no joke. And the way the Dolphins have the stadium set up, that's a big ass home field advantage. I mean, big.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it, bro. That sun is beating down on that side of the field, and it is. Here's the part that I don't understand. These teams have more money than God. You're going to Miami. The sun's going to be beating down on you. Why don't you take some extra equipment, bro? Why don't you take the stuff that has even the roofs and everything when you're sitting down and all that kind of stuff? Why don't you just go all out for that trip?
That's the only way to deal with it, is to get some kind of covering over it to get some shade over there. And this idea of come down a few days earlier, you're not getting used to that heat. Sorry, not happening.
Brother, you don't get used to the heat if you're here for years. It doesn't really matter. Give me a break, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, that heat goes through all of us, even us veterans that have been here forever. Nobody just walks around in July, August heat, September heat going, oh, yeah, this is nothing here in South Florida. Bullshit, dude. That shit tears us all apart, man.
Big time.
I was just talking with somebody that I was at a spot today, and we were outside checking out the bar, and it was hot as hell, dude. And it was like, yeah, I just showered. I'm about to take my second shower out here because it's so damn hot, man.
No, it just drains you. I mean, crazy.
Yeah. What else have you seen from the schedule that caught your eye, even if it's not Dolphins related?
I know there's a lot of people bitching about Detroit being picked as the kickoff opponent for the Chiefs. And my thought is, yeah, they had a ton of great, juicy matchups for the Chiefs for that game, but I think a lot of the other networks wanted those games for later on in the year. And it's the first game of the regular season everybody's watching, unless it's an absolute joke of a matchup. And there's a lot of curiosity about Detroit because of the way they ended last season. So I personally have no issue with it.
I actually am happy for Detroit's fans. They deserve this. They had some success last year. You don't know if it was an aberration or whatever. So if you're the league, hey, man, Detroit might become Detroit 6 weeks into the season or 10 weeks in the season. Let's do it in the first week where there's still a buzz. Dan Campbell will be great television for us leading up to that, all of that kind of shit. So to me, it does make a lot of sense. Plus, they added more weapons on offense, and kudos to Jared Goff. He played like I never thought he could play, to be quite honest. Okay? When he had some success with the Rams, they were so loaded that he just had to kind of be a facilitator at times. But in Detroit this past year, he literally had to come through in big moments, and he did, to his credit. So I kind of like it. Of course, I would love to see the Dolphins and the Chiefs on a Thursday night to open up the season selfishly. But you know what? The Detroit game does bring some buzz because of what we remember last year with Campbell and the boys.
Yeah, and I think it's a team on the upswing. I would be very disappointed. And I like Dan Campbell. I mean, he was great when he was here.
He's super likable, man.
Yeah. And they kind of they showed some signs. I mean, they got off to a horrible start his first year as a head coach, but you saw signs that they were going to play hard each and every week. And then last year, again, same deal, got off to a really bad start and then really came on. And the other thing about Jared Goff, you mentioned this, Detroit's got a hell of an offensive line too. So I'll give you something else that I've noticed from the schedule that have been leaked. Is I've seen the Giants with like 5 primetime games, including 3 in the first 4 weeks. And then I've seen the Eagles with 3 primetime games. Somebody please explain that to me, because I'm sorry.
New York.
No, correct. And I saw the Packers with 5 primetime games. Are we serious?
New York.
Yeah. No, well, the Packers is like Green Bay, the traditional team and all that. But what if Jordan Love is, can't get the job done?
That I'm sorry. Okay.
Packers also have 5 primetime games based on the schedule.
Wow.
I mean, really.
Why would you give the Packers 5 primetime games?
You tell me.
That's weird, dude.
Crazy. Plus Thanksgiving. And here's something else that stuck out on the things that leaked. Thanksgiving is nothing but NFC teams because, of course, the AFC is not twice as good as the NFC these days. So let's just stack up nothing but NFC games. It's Green Bay at Detroit, Washington at Dallas, San Francisco at Seattle.
Oh, God. That looks like 3 good teams, 3 bad teams playing each other. Almost.
Yeah, almost.
Because Green Bay's not going to be good, and so they're taking on Detroit. You said it was Dallas and who?
Washington.
I don't have any hope for Washington right now.
And then San Francisco.
I like Sam Howell, but he's a youngin', bro. I mean, I can't put those expectations on the young kid. I love Pickett too. Actually, I thought Pickett was a really good pick by the Steelers, but again, I didn't expect a lot from him last year, and the kid started coming on towards the end. And what was the third matchup?
San Francisco at Seattle.
I don't expect Seattle. I mean, maybe this guy shocks us again.
Correct. But would we be surprised if Geno Smith took a major step back this season?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if Geno Smith is Geno Smith. He wasn't Geno Smith last year. Let's be honest now. That's not the Geno Smith we've all grown to love. Okay, that's a completely different Red Raider, right? He was a Red Raider.
West Virginia? West Virginia.
No. High school here.
Oh, Allendale, I believe. No, or Miramar. Miramar, I believe.
Oh, it's Miramar. Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
So.
How come I thought it was somebody else? But anyways, help us out there if you know what was Gino. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's not good, man.
No, didn't thrill me at all. The Christmas
the trip, I can see the tryptophan kicking in and me falling asleep.
Otherwise known as a food coma. Christmas Day looks like it's got some better games. I think I remember Baltimore Frisco was the last game on Christmas Day. Raiders Kansas City is another one. I forget what the middle game is. I think Giants and the Eagles. Again, the fascination with the Giants, and I think Brian Dable's a hell of a coach. But if that team went flop this year, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah,
exactly. Because I think most of us still don't believe in the quarterback, and Dable did an awesome job last year, dude. I'm not taking a damn thing away from that guy, but I have a hard time believing that kid's going to be good again or serviceable. He wasn't good last year. He was serviceable last year.
Yeah, I'd given him a little higher than serviceable, but he's like Joe Smith. I wouldn't be surprised by a regression in the least.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, I'll ask you the same thing. Do we know anything on any negotiations with Wilkins? Because if money will be freed up on in June here, we're expecting that. I would imagine the talks are already going. Do we know anything about that?
No, and it's radio silence. I mean, the Dolphins have been very good last few years, actually. If again, not a whole lot goes on. I mean, Mike McDaniel said at the owners' meeting that they are talking with the agent, which obviously makes sense. I have taken the position now. It wouldn't shock me if nothing happened before if nothing happened at all this year. Again, the idea of waiting to see exactly how well he fits, because here's the problem is you got the big name defensive tackles around the NFL who came in about the same time as Wilkins are all signing, and they're signing big money deals. The last one, Dexter Lawrence, who, by the way, happened to play with Wilkins at Clemson. And you saw Wilkins on social media, like, big shout out to his guy. Well, yeah, because he's real happy for him. He's also real happy for himself, because that kind of like certainly doesn't hurt his market value. Possible the Dolphins are maybe like, not quite what we want to pay you. So it wouldn't surprise me if it took a while, to be honest with you.
Okay. I mean, that's why I'm wondering, what's going to happen here in June. Are they going to be able to get those deals done? And I wonder, because he can play he's under contract for this upcoming season.
Yeah. He's on the fifth-year option.
But you just don't want that. You don't want him to have to play under that option, correct?
Well, you can, and then if he has another like monster year, or even picks up from last season and takes yet another step forward, again, you can still re-engage for a long-term contract. And if that doesn't pan out, you still have the option of putting the franchise tag on him next off season. So that's why the urgency, I think maybe we might overstate it if we say then the deal absolutely needs to get done right now.
By the way, 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, 3,200 yards. I don't know if that's good.
But how many rushing yards?
Let's see. Do we have the rushing yards here? Let's see. He had, I think, if I'm correct here, 708 rushing yards.
That's pretty good. Touchdowns. That's pretty damn good.
That's exceptional.
Yeah. And the thing with it's only 15 touchdown passes, but the ratio is 3-1.
Well, it's 20. No, but it's 22 with the 7 he rushed.
Correct.
So it's 4-1 actually.
Yeah.
So it actually turns out to be really good once you add the rushing yard. The only problem I have with that is you went from 279, 423, 298 to then 708. That shit ain't gonna live long. You cannot do that. You're taking too many hits. That just doesn't. That can't be your norm from here on out.
I don't disagree, but you take that away from his game, and you're left. It's not because Daniel Jones is like a great passer.
Right. Exactly. No, I get it that he needs it.
Yeah.
But again, I'll use the same reasoning with Lamar that I will with him. If you need your legs in order to be effective, then your time as a quarterback is numbered. It's numbered even worse than it is for any normal quarterback. Put it that way. That's the way I think. I think you must make a living from the pocket or forget about it. The run has to be a complement. It cannot be a main feature of your game that, okay, if I don't have this, I'm not effective. Those are dangerous quarterbacks for me because those are the guys that are going to get hurt, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, except as like somebody pointed out, is Lamar Jackson's injuries the last couple of years have been when he's been hit in the pocket. It wasn't when he was scrambling. So.
Yeah, but you're already taking all those other hits. That's why it's what I say about Tua. None of his hits are normal football hits. It's every time he holds onto the ball and then he lets somebody build up that juice and get him, except for the Green Bay one. Outside of that, all the other ones were vicious, and that's because you keep waiting for too long. But if you do everything within the 3 seconds, he hasn't gotten injured with those kind of hits.
Correct.
That's the screwed up part about that. So I don't know.
He got hurt. He had the rib injury against Buffalo in 2021 when AJ Epinesa beat Jesse Davis off the line so insanely quickly, and that obviously can't happen. But Lamar Jackson, dude, it's kind of freaky that he 200 times during the season, and he basically got his ankle twisted on a sack. That had nothing to do with the fact that he's a scrambling quarterback. That just happens to be bad luck.
No, I know. But he's gotten hurt running the ball, and he's gotten injured running the ball. It's piled up on him too. It's a wear and tear thing. I'm terrified of running quarterbacks that need to run in order to be effective. I like you to run when it's only necessity, that you have no choice.
Ideally, that's the better prototype, absolutely, without question.
Mahomes. That's what Mahomes, that's what Russell Wilson would do. Those guys only run when it's the last resort, not because it's by design. And that to me is, and I know the Bills are trying to get that out of Josh Allen too. And I think he's playing with fire as it is. The same way also, if he continues to run at that pace also. All right, so I think Dolphin-wise, I think we're set. What are we looking for in minicamp now? What are we expecting here?
You mean the rookie minicamp tomorrow? I don't know, dude, to be honest with you. I mean, we're going to get to watch him for a very brief period of time. Talk to a few of those guys. It'll be interesting to see what kind of personality they have, talking like in small group as opposed to on a Zoom.
What did you see the Higgins interview with T.O.?
I did not.
You should watch it.
Okay.
You should watch it. T.O. has this podcast. The annoying part of it, I'll tell you ahead of time, listening to T.O. Like, it's just way too much of it, But Higgins, impressive young man. Impressive young man.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. No, but he's not. Of course, he's smart because he went to Stanford. But he's a confident guy. He is well-versed. Like, he understands the game really well, and he explains different things along the way. So it's impressive. I'm telling you, you want to watch that interview, especially just in case you're about to talk to him. You might get some things out of it, But I know you'll have to tolerate some comments from T.O. and it'll get tedious or whatever. But the kid is enlightening, bro.
Okay,
it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I like him. Like I like his tune. I think he's got a pro mentality already as a youngin'. And that was the impressive part of it. And if any of you out there have not seen it, because some of you told me to watch the T.O. Higgins interview, you should go watch it because it's actually really cool. You'll feel even better about the draft pick, and you haven't even seen the guy play yet, But you'll feel better about it. He's very honest about himself too, how he describes himself. He's not like one of these kids that's completely unrealistic about everything and all that kind of stuff. I like him. He's kind of level-headed, man.
If I'm not mistaken, though, his father was in the military, so I'm sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Some discipline and good values in the family.
Yeah, no, you can tell there's some good breeding there. You can tell right away. It's kind of like Waddle. You look at Waddle and you know that there's like a good dude there. You know what I mean? Yep. He just looks it. All right, follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. What do you got going on SI? And when's the next battle with you and Omar?
The next battle with me and Omar is going to be this weekend. And what's been going on the last couple of days is a whole lot of schedule-related stuff, which we're going to analyze when we finally get the whole thing no later than 8 p.m. tonight. Hopefully we'll get more of it and all of it before then.
You don't play the silly schedule game, do you? Well, it's going to be a hard schedule. It's going to be an easy
win, lose.
Yeah. I think I find that to be the most useless thing in the world because there's no way you're going to know how good a team is going to be or how bad a team is going to be. You know what I mean? Like, did you know that Detroit was going to be that good last year? No, you didn't, bro.
Yeah, correct.
It's just one of those deals, and it's just hilarious. Anyway,
but I will analyze it in terms of what looks like the tough is the favorable matchups in terms of when it's scheduled. Where starting with the Kansas City game right away was one that I kind of touched upon.
Yeah,
it's interesting though, because if you go, the strength of schedule is always based on last year's records.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to me, I made the argument. I wrote a story about this on alldolphins.com that the Dolphins had the second toughest schedule based on last year's won-loss records. But I would make the argument that their schedule actually immediately got easier once they took that game at Kansas City away from Arrowhead Stadium.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's who can argue that?
I would hope nobody.
I mean, now it's still a really difficult game because you're playing a hell of a team. But the good thing is you no longer have to deal with the environment. And, you probably will have as many Dolphin fans as Chiefs fans in the stands.
If not more.
If not more. I don't know how the Dolphins roll in Germany. I'm not sure. I know London, they kick. London and Mexico, I know they kick serious ass when it comes to fans. I don't know how they roll in Germany.
I believe they roll pretty well, even though if you remember like a couple of years ago, the NFL had teams like set up markets, international markets, like that. The Dolphins have Spain and Brazil, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, or Brazil and England or something like that. And Kansas City has Germany as one of its quote unquote like international market. But I still, if unless I'm severely mistaken, I still think that there's a lot of Dolphin fans.
Yeah. And listen, fair weather fans, that's printed all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So with Kansas City being hot, there'll be plenty of people that'll be on their bandwagon right now. So,
yep, without question.
Yeah, Mahomes is a very likable dude all over the place. So, yeah. All right, follow him on Twitter at Poupard NFL. Alan, as always, thank you, my brother. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up next week.
Sounds like a plan. You'd be good.
Thank you, my friend. There you go. EJD Construction, Dade or Broward County, folks. Whatever it is you're looking to do, custom home construction, major home remodeling, you call my guy Eric, 305-433-4843, ejdconstruction.com. Go to the Instagram page. You can see a lot of the work they've done there at EJD Construction.
You've been listening to the ejdconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. For additions, home remodeling, and custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. ejdconstruction.com is your custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
Right, all right. Miramar High School for Gino. Okay. And what is Miramar? The Patriots? What are they? Forgot about that. What are they? I don't know.
I think they're the Patriots.
They are? Okay. I don't know why I guessed that kind of shit. Got lucky on that one, I guess. All right. Justin Fields, wow, we won game last year, but he ran all over our Finns defense. Yeah, so who cares? They lost. That's fine. None of that bothers me. I'm not sure why I would worry about a game that you won anyways in the end. So that's really all that matters, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? That's all that matters. So you got Bills at Jets in week 1 on the Monday night. That will be your first Monday night game. You got the Lions at the Chiefs to open up the season as some of these schedule leaks come out. What else do we have? Marlins are off today. Tomorrow they will start a set against the Reds at Lone Depot Park. When sports and business collide, we like doing something called the KSDT CPA, Sports Business Report. Well, they could have baseball in Orlando. Yep, Tampa has had some issues trying to get a new stadium. And, they really don't spend money, to be honest. They got great baseball people, but they don't spend money. But anyway, a group led by Pat Williams, the man that used to be the co-founder of is the co-founder of the Magic. And, brother, that dude had – that guy was the lucky leprechaun, okay? Because he won the lottery twice. Not one, not two. I mean, he won that thing twice. Freaking amazing. So anyway, he's put together a group to try to attract an expansion MLB franchise or possibly relocate the Rays to Orlando from Tampa. All right. And it's called Orlando City Baseball Dreamers. $700 million is private funding, which would be the biggest private investment for a publicly owned MLB stadium. The Orlando Dreamers proposal also calls for $1 billion in public funding for a 45,000-seat dome stadium. Now, remember, they've got so much tourist money there. They can probably, that's where the public funding comes out of. It'll be some hotel tax or something like that. So it says Orlando is ready for baseball, and this is our best and maybe our last chance, Williams told the Orlando Sentinel. Time is running out on Tampa Bay, and the question is, can they get a ballpark built? More importantly, can we get a ballpark built? Now, with Orlando, the one thing that I will tell you is they can't do what St. Pete and Tampa did. Those idiots ended up building Tropicana Field way before they ever had a team. They thought if they would build the stadium, they could easily lure a team there. And they were trying to lure the White Sox, if you remember at that time. And it just didn't happen. It didn't happen, unfortunately. And then they finally got their expansion team with the Rays. But by the time they got their expansion team, that stadium was already out of date. I mean, if anybody's been there is it still called Tropicana Field? Whatever. It's a dump, dude. I've gone there a few times over the years for the East-West Shrine game, and it's just a dump, bro. It's not bad to go for practices for the East-West Shrine, but if you're going to actually house a Major League Baseball team there, it's sad. It's really it doesn't have the ambiance. It's just a deadbeat place. It really isn't a nice place. So the one thing about Orlando, I'll give them credit. Their city, and I guess it's because of all the tourism, it's just a better, more vibrant city than Tampa. You know, Tampa just doesn't have a lot, dude. It's strange, really. Although I love Ybor City. That's a great place to hang out, go to a restaurant. And then I love going over, to St. Pete and hit like Madeira Beach and places like that are really cool to hang out. They got some great bars, cigar bars, stuff like that, that I enjoy myself. And I love going to Burns Steakhouse, but Tampa's not a place that really attracts a lot of people. It's not one of those destinations, but Orlando, it's a hell of a lot more of a destination. And, they've got their MLS team that's very successful. The basketball team, while they suck royally, they still get pretty damn good support overall. So now you get to add baseball, which I've never thought even baseball would expand. You know what I mean? I kind of see it as a dying sport. But you never know. Maybe it has some kind of resurgence with the new rules and young people maybe get interested in it. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of have a hard time believing that baseball has an expanded future. But yet, people are still willing to do it. That is your KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right. A little music news. Today in music history, on this date in 2005, 9 Inch Nails had the #1 album in the country with Teeth. In 2001, Oasis, the Black Crowes, and Space Hog, all bands with sets of brothers in them, kicked off their tour of Brotherly Love in Las Vegas. In 81 on this date, Frank Zappa released 4 albums in one day. They were the double album Tinseltown, Rebellion, plus Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, and Shut Up and Play Your Guitar Some More, and Return of the Son of a Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. In 75 on this date, Greg Allman appeared on Cher's TV variety show. They were married the following month. In 85 on this date, 2 days before his wedding to Julianne Phillips, Bruce Springsteen went out with a small group of friends in Lake Osawago in Oregon at a club. He sang a handful of songs karaoke style to his own record in the jukebox. In 1970, Woodstock soundtrack triple album came out on this date. Remember, it was in 69. So it took them a while to master everything and then take out the 3 albums. Can you imagine back in those days, the high, not from being at Woodstock, but just from getting that album? And by the way, for those of you that are going to The Cure, not that this is something that you should use as what to expect, because they change it up like crazy, but the Cure opened up their tour last night, and so they were at the Hollywood Bowl, and so they had a concert. I'm sorry, at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. It's not the Hollywood. The Smoothie King Center at the Hollywood at the New Orleans, and they played 29 songs to open up. Okay. They played the set was Alone, Pictures of You, A Night Like This, Love Song, and Nothing Is Forever, The Last Day of Summer, The Fragile Thing, Cold, Burn, Fascination Street, Push, Play for Today, Shake Dog Shake, excellent song, From the Edge of the Deep Green Sea, and End Song. Then the first encore came out. I Can Never Say Goodbye, Want, 1,000 Hours, which is the first time they performed this since 87, At Night, and then A Forest. And then the second encore, Lullaby, 6 Different Ways. First time performing that since 87. I remember jamming 6 Different Ways inside the Vatican when I was rocking, because I had the Head on the Door cassette and Beastie Boys' License to Ill. Those are the 2 tapes that I rotated while I was walking through the Vatican. The Walk, Friday I'm in Love, Doing the Unstuck, Close to Me, In Between Days, Just Like Heaven, and Boys Don't Cry. 29 songs. Now, I want to warn you, The Cure on the next night, half those songs will be gone. And they'll do another 14, 15, 18 different songs. I'm interested to see how many different songs they're going to have on this tour. Okay? Because they probably do 60, 70, 80 songs, different songs that they have from their catalog, and they rotate. That's why I'm seeing them in Miami the only time that they're here, and I'm seeing them twice in Atlanta. I try to see The Cure as much as possible on every tour that they come, because every concert is not the same. They change it up. You know, there are some bands that they'll line up their 15, 20 songs, 22 songs, whatever it is they play, and it's the same 15, 22 songs every single night, and nothing changes. You know, the imaging, the video, everything's all choreographed. Everything's exactly the same every night, and it doesn't matter if you watch them in Miami or in Milan or in Singapore. It's the same concert, and I find that to be lame, okay? I mean, you enjoy the one concert, but, you know, if this kind of stuff here, I am looking forward to going to 3 concerts and probably seeing over 60 different songs. Okay, the last time I saw them twice in Miami, they had 54 different songs in 2 nights. 54, dude. That's awesome. Awesome. Anyway, So expect that just in case. If you are going to the Cure concert, if you love them like I do, don't cheat yourself, man. Go to a second show. It won't be the same exact show. You'll see a lot of different. Look at that. So a couple songs there you saw it. They haven't played since the 80s. And that's how they are. That's how they roll, as they say. Let's see. What do we have here? Any super chats come in while we were talking? I think so. Cash App or Venmo. Let's see if the hundreds and thousands of dollars are rolling in for us to go to Germany. No, nothing. No money, Sean. No money to go to Germany. No $4,500, bro. Sorry, I can't make the reservation. So Dio's Holy Diver wasn't on the Vatican tour list, set list. No, it wasn't. I can only walk around with so many tapes, back in the day. This is the 80s. So I had a Walkman, and I remember taking Beastie Boys' License to Ill and The Cure, The Head on the Door. And those were the two tapes that I just rotated all day long while I was walking around. But I remember specifically jamming The Head on the Door inside the Vatican. Others had like headsets with tape decks that you would get at the beginning, and you can play the tape as you walk along and it explains everything to you. Or there were groups of people with a tour guide. I'm an 18-year-old, bro. I didn't want to do any of that, so I just put on my headsets and I just started walking around and looking at everything in the paintings and the Sistine Chapel and all that stuff. And you kind of learned about it in history, and then you're kind of like, oh, okay, oh, that's not, whatever. Yeah, it's amazing. It is. It was fun. But yeah, I was by myself. That's another thing that you don't do that in today's world. Think about this. Okay, so it's probably, I'm 18, so it's 1984. Okay. And my dad, we were in Rome, and like he takes off with his wife, and I said, well, I'm going to go on my own. All right, sure, go ahead. Be safe. All right. Would you do that nowadays? In today's world, with an 18-year-old by himself? Probably not. And I mean, I was safe. I was fine. I had a blast. Went shopping for clothes, got some killer clothes. Saw all of them. Oh, it's amazing. Can't wait to take my wife there. Gotta take her there. Yeah. Haven't taken her there. Let's see. The Cure is incredible. Their bassist is a sick mofo. A lot of energy on stage too. I think he left the band and then came back. I think that's how it goes, right? He came back for this one because this is their last tour. Like Robert is not doing any more major tours after this. So this is why, if I can see him more than the 3 times I have now, I'll do it. Seriously, if I can see him another time or two, man, hell yeah. But this is the last time you'll be able to see them, because maybe they'll do a festival here or there or something, but I don't think they're going to do any more major tours. I mean, that's kind of what this whole tour is all about, for them to kind of close the book on major tours. So just in case. And Maiden's Number of the Beast wasn't there. No Number of the Beast. And Number of the Beast wasn't too old at that moment, because Number of the Beast came out like, what was it, 82, right? Something like that. And it's 84, so it's only 2 years old. No Van Halen, chat. No, remember then it's not a digital player, so you literally had to carry the cassettes with you. So I picked 2 cassettes, and those were the 2 I picked. Beastie Boys' License to Ill and The Head on the Door. Oh man. So Big O, I call Tropicana Field Dome of Doom. Okay. Pretty accurate. STP song from the Vatican gift shop would have been fitting if it was out on time. true. Very true. You are correct, my man. All righty. That's it. Yes, sir.
Hey, just there's some week 1 rumors as far as who the Dolphins will play, who they'll open.
Okay, good, because at least that rumor of the Patriot wasn't true. We got him in the second week instead of the first week. So thank the Lord, dude. So
and I'm trying to follow this, but this is from a
is it like somebody legit or
Dolphins football reporter, floor director, Miami Marlins web contributor for WPLG Local 10.
Ooh.
Brandon Liguri. I don't know if I'm saying his name correct.
Okay, I don't know him.
Liguori. And again, he's got a check, but that means nothing these days.
No, that doesn't mean anything.
But the report is it will be the Dolphins traveling to the West Coast to take on the Chargers in Herbert in week 1.
Then they come home to then go to New England? Wow.
Again, this is all just I'm trying to go through and find out who, but everybody's got checks now, so it's just. But he was from WPLG, and he's got some stories up about the week 1 matchup. So I'm guessing nobody knows for sure, but I'm guessing he's got something.
Maybe
we'll see. Maybe. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Maybe he fooled your ass.
Well, no, yeah, I'm just saying. But again, everybody's trying to piece together with the games they know. And I think that's how they're trying to figure out who supposedly is going to be the one. But I don't know. We'll see. It's a good time. And we're about 3 hours away from it now, 2.5.
Okay. Across the Pond Sports Talk says Megadeth and Kiss coming to our arena here. Oh, nice. Nothing wrong with that, dude. That's a good one right there. Where is it there? Anyway, all right. It is time to wrap it up, folks. We thank Marcel Louis-Jacques. We thank Alan Poupart. As always, we thank Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend that gets it done every single day, mastering the program. Don't forget, if you want to send us to Germany, the cap number is $4,500. So I'll update it on Twitter and everything. If you guys start sending in the big bucks, we'll update it till we get to 4,500, and then I'll tell everybody to stop. Because I think I can do the whole trip for 4,500. I think the 2 plane tickets, the hotel, and a car. I think because we'll get media credentials. So I don't think we'll. Yeah, I think the 4,500 should cover because the plane tickets alone are going to be like 2,500. So anyway, so you guys want to really send it in? Let's go. The test is on. Can you get it done? Can you send this show to Germany? Okay. What am I going to wear? What are those things called? Because that's part of it. If you send me to Germany, I have to wear those. Whatever that thing is called.
Lederhosen,
the suspenders and the shorts and, do I have to wear the wooden shoes also?
Yes, pointy. We're gonna get you the hat too.
Oh, okay. Well, but the hat will get ruined by the headsets.
If you're doing it, you're doing it all, buddy. We'll get you earpieces. We'll figure it out.
All right. Whatever it takes, I'll do. I'll do anything to make you guys laugh.
Yeah, but now we got to be up to because now to buy that it's $46.30 to get the headpieces. Now we're probably at about $48, $49.
Let's not push it. Let's see if we can get to the 4,500 first. Okay, let's see if they can actually ship us there. If they want us really there, and let me tell you something, I'll bust my ass to get into the team hotel and broadcast from there. Or maybe we can pull some of the players in during the week over there. You know me, I'll work it. So we'll bother the Dolphins and everything for it all. Anyway, we thank all of you out there that tuned in. Of course, if you send in a super chat, don't forget to hit the like button. Very important to hit that like button. We thank all the great people out here at Hialeah Park, where it's home of the loosest slots in the state. So come on out. The second floor poker room's out here. The lovely ladies will serve you drinks and food. And by the way, they've got all of the machines downstairs, and it's a smoke-free casino. We do have the hot smoking slots outside, or the smoking hot slots outside. So that way, and they got a lot of ventilation, a lot of fans and all that. So you can bring your, what is it, vape pen, cigars, cigarette, and enjoy outside while you're doing all the gaming action. But in here, you're not going to have people smoking in your face and all that stuff. And by the way, when you're out here in the poker room, what's really cool, they have a balcony out here where you can go outside and you can have your smoke break if you want. For those of you that, you got to have a little bit of a nicotine fix, you can go out there, or a cigar. I see some of the guys they smoke their cigars, they leave them out there, and then they come back and get them and those kind of things. So you can do that here also at Hialeah Park. So that's pretty cool too. It gives you the opportunity to do that. So come on out and check it out, man. It's a great place, great restaurants too. You can bring somebody you love. Fridays and Saturdays, they've got DJs, so you can dance. All kinds of entertainment here at Hialeah Park. So enjoy yourselves out here at Hialeah Park. And come on out and see a historic place too. Seriously, walk around, check out the architecture. And when you go on the south end of the facility, right, walk inside the lobby area and go look at all the pictures, these classic pictures of famous people that have been here at Hialeah Park. And I always tell you, one of the ones that you'll see there is Winston Churchill, which is freaking amazing that the dude was hanging out here one day. It's pretty awesome. This place has got some history and a half, dude. It's the only track that has this kind of incredible history here in South Florida. So come on out and check it out here at Hialeah Park. All right, we will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. live from Acura of Pembroke Pines. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a good one.